Hello and welcome to Lay Back with Betfair. I'm Tom Haylock with Luke White. Don't take odds that are unders. Set your own on Betfair, Whitey, because we're not a bookie, we're an exchange. Gamble responsibly. 1-800-858-858. What are we doing here, mate?
Well, Tom, first of all, thank you. This is a little passion project, I think you could say. We've teamed up with our content team here at Betfair and the boys at Producy, and we've put together a new little show. I think everybody is aware how engaged we are with the betting exchange, and
hope so.
I think Betfair's the torch that leads everyone to a final betting opinion, doesn't it? So everyone has opinions.
Yes.
And I think this is what that show will be all about, trying to teach people how to capitalise on them. Mate versus mate, punter versus punter. I think we've all been down at the pub and had a little bit of a bet with old mate, like if something can win or it can't win, whether it be a horse, a greyhound, your footy team. You probably had the same discussions with mum and dad at some stage along the way. So let's see if we can bring that to life and you and I can have a healthy debate each week on whether we think something's a good bet or an opportunity to take it on. So we'll bring the Betfair data to life, lay back, grab a drink, and let's do it.
Yes, we will. We're talking about favourites. So we're heading to Flemington this week, Super Saturday. What a day of racing it is. Obviously, 2 Group 1s, the Newmarket, what a race it is. Rail out 5 metres, weather fine, 23 degrees forecast. I can't wait. We're on a good 4. Might get upgraded throughout the day with a good weather forecast. But let's look at race 1, mates. And we're focusing on the favourite here, Nanagui. You are keen to be with her. It's a 1,200 metre fillies race, and you're keen to be with her.
I am. I was impressed first start. I think Moody and J-Mac aren't really a team that you want to take on too often. Moods puts her into a Group 3 first up. She was $16 into $8.50 on debut, so well backed. Held up for a run when it ran behind Sebenak, who's come out and SP'd at $7 in the Blue Diamond. The step up looks to 1,200 looks perfect, and I think the recent jump out where it went over the line with the stablemate wasn't the clearest of all jump outs because they were wearing the same colours, but you could work out that it was going through the line. No disrespect to McDougall, but J-Mac goes on, so that's a big step up. Open race, there's been a little bit of money early. We're looking at $3.80 roughly, averaged odds fixed, and Betfair's trading between $4.50 and the $5.50 mark. I think what I've seen makes her a backable commodity here around the current quote, and I'm happy to be involved.
Oh, interesting, mate. Yeah, I don't doubt she was good on debut, but I'm against you. She's a month between runs. Kiku actually ran fastest final 600 and 200 metres when they met last time. Had the run since then, Kiko. And yeah, I think she's got the fitness base, Kiko. Obviously, the form reads well through Sebenak, who was good in a Blue Diamond, was fantastic. But up to 1,200 metres down the straight, Flemington, completely different story. I'm happy to take Nanagui on to start the day. So I'm against you there. You're backing Nanagui. I'm against. Race 2, the Matron Stakes. Let's head there. 1,600 metre race for the mares. I'm laying. Who am I? You're going to back.
No, you're going to back, Flying Mascot, I think.
That is what I'm doing. I'm with Flying Mascot. So, horse is flying, mate. Why would you be against him? The stable's flying. Let's have a look at Tom Dabinick's stats. Last 6 months, 82 starters, 28% winning strike rate, and a winning profit on turnover, mate, of 35%. And you're going to tell me you're laying this horse. Gets every favour from the barrier, draws well, can roll forward, settle in behind the speed, doesn't have to lead. She led last start. She doesn't have to lead here. I'm with her. I know there's a bit more speed in this race. Vinciano can roll forward. Turath can potentially roll forward, but she's taken a sit in the past. And what more can she do? She was beaten by Whisker by Probably, who's a genuine Group 1 star. Don't tell me you're against Flying Mascot.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can see your back argument there. It's hard to be against the mare, that's for sure. I mean, I've drawn the lay side of this argument, and this is what it's all about, right? Having a debate, trying to knock a few things, right? You've got to tell me why we're laying. So I think, she's a tough-on pacer. Will be at peak fitness on Saturday. But for the sake of making an argument, for getting a beat, I don't think she'll get it all her own way up the front this time. I think it could be a ding-dong battle up on the speed, actually, with Turath and Vinciano. Yep. Yeah, I think the jockey will have a lot to do with this. The best ride could win this race because if they do get cut up I think there's a few of them that are probably suited to the big, wide Flemington straight. And I wouldn't be surprised if they cut each other up. Something like Rocker Clock or Promise of Success, if it chooses to go there, who's low flying, could be coming home late. Hard to knock. I don't want to be hard on the lay side, but I just don't think she's going to get it all her own way this time.
What have you got against Blake McDougall, mate? You put him last race and you're taking on Flying Mascot where he gets perfect barrier. You don't like him?
Well, I've drawn the lay side for the sake of a debate. Go well, Blake, but I'm just off you there for the couple of races.
For what it's worth, Promise of Success accepted in Sydney as well. I'm not sure where they're going, but she's a major player here if she heads to this race. Race 3, the listed Moomba 1100 metre 3-year-old race. Now, a couple of dual acceptors as well. We talked about Promising Success before. Remark and Zarastro, both of dual accepted. Zarastro scratched from Thursday. Remark also went in Sydney, but we're debating Remark, the favourite here. $4.20 at the moment. Remark, you can get $4.70 to $5 on Betfair at the moment. And I'm laying Remark. Now, this is a hard task because I love this horse, but I'm with Zarastro. This horse is flying, beaten by one horse in his career from his 3 starts, and that was Palele, if you don't mind. Now, that's a genuine Group 1 form. This horse is a star. Trialled superbly on 2 occasions. I think he's going really well. Drawn perfectly in barrier 4. Down the straight, gets all favours. Remark's a good horse, but what's he actually done, mate? He's beaten 2 horses. Who were they? Zethus and Sing a Love Song. Sing a Love Song was last seen down the track at Newcastle. That's his only win to date. I know he's got SP profiles, but he's all hype, mate. He could burst again here, and I'm keen to take him on. I'm with Zarastro in race 3.
Okay, not a bad argument. Hype horse, I try not to fall into this.
Oh, you are.
But I am. I'm on the backside. I think it's a very open race, though, as we speak here on a Thursday. We've got 3 horses between $4 or $5. So, yeah, we will focus on Remark at the moment. I was a fan of this horse last prep, and I think you were too. I think everybody was. So I'm excited to see him come back regardless of what happens. Trial twice leading into this was quite impressive. Good fashion, both trials, which shows he's come back in good order. You do speak about who he has beat. But
and he's a trial start too.
Yeah, but if we do go back through the Sydney form, he has SP'd at $3 against Anamoe in the Congo in the Run to the Rose. So there's obviously a bit of hype around the horse. They expect it to be talented. And that bunch is much better than what he faces here. If this horse is screwed in and ready to go, I think Hawks have taken their time with him just to get him right. And I think that's what we have to bet on. We will keep an eye on Betfair Live late, because if this horse goes from the current quote, for example, $4.75 out to $7 or $8, it will be a worrying sign. But hopefully, Jai's not exactly flying at the moment. I'm not knocking any jockeys on this show, by the way.
Knocked them all, well, first 3 races.
The data shows us he's not flying, but on Saturday, he's going to bounce back, Jai, and hopefully he can sit close enough to these and just go whooshka. This is a back opportunity for me, and I'll love it if you want to get up there and lay me at like $6. Go for it.
Well, you're pretty keen on a horse that was last seen running 12th, beaten 13 lengths or something.
Yes, well.
You're pretty keen there, but you want to see him do more. I want to see him do it on race day. Let's head to race 4, the Group 2 size Produce Stakes, 1,400 metres, a 2-year-old race, and you are keen to be against the favourite here in Sir Bailey.
I am. The Ma Eustace Colt, Jamie Carr, another combo that you don't want to lay too much. We're currently sitting another very open race. Average fixed odds around open up about $5. Betfair showing $5.60 to $6 at the moment on the lay side. So this will come down to price. Obviously, I'm against it here, but let's not get caught up in a Hototsu trap where we think $5 is a good lay, gets the 10s, and we're still suggesting to lay it. Make sure you put a limit on that on the exchange. I'm expecting it to start longer, though, than the opening quote. I think it was flattered last start, actually. It was a small field, got a very economic and easy run. And I question, even though well-bred, I question the step up to 1,400 here at Flemington. The last couple of 100 metres.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, the last couple of 100 metres, I think you'll be holding onto your hat if you have backed it. I am a big Bonheur fan. I like this horse each way. I was on it for the Blue Diamond. 1,400 will suit. Flemington will suit. I don't think Sir Bailey brings the best form lines into this race at all. So I'm willing to take it on in the betting. I give chances to Bonheur, Roll the Dice, and a few others. This, to me, is unders at the $5. So I'm laying Sir Bailey. Go for your life if you want that.
So hang on, you're doubting
Yes.
a colt
Yes.
out of Jamaica who won a Caulfield Cup,
Yes.
won a BMW,
Yep.
2,400 metre specialist, and you're doubting a horse bred out of Jamaica to run 1,400 metres.
Just off what I've seen. I think a couple will be stronger.
Wow-wee. And you take on Jamie Carr, Barrier 1 and the Mar Eustace stable, mate. I've got some stats later in the day about Mar Eustace, so they're flying. What more can this horse do? He can only win. He beat Merchant Prince. Now, if you go back and have a look at the Blue Diamond, Merchant Prince was enormous. You could make a case that this favourite here, Sir Bailey, could have run very well in a Blue Diamond. Merchant Navy came from well back, ran 7th, beaten 2.2, was it, in the 2.45 in the Blue Diamond, ran second fastest final 200 metres of that race.
It's arguable that you would have run well in this Blue Diamond. We're yet to see if there's a star there yet.
Well, I'm making a case for Sir Bailey. I think he's deserved favourite, and I'm happy to be with him. There's a couple of Sydney horses in this race, but Man in the Mirror goes okay, Nabel goes okay, but I think he's done it. He's a winner, and I'm happy to be with him up to the 1,400 metres. Now, race 5. This is a hot race, and I can't wait to talk about this. The Cuny Stakes.
Yes.
Argentia. I'm against in a big way. But
I think it's your lay of the
you're
day.
very bullish on Argentia. Tell me why.
Oh, I am, yeah. I mean, I know what your argument's going to be.
Oh, here we go.
You're going to come out and tell me that it had every possible last start, aren't
Didn't
you?
it?
Well, no. I completely
Come on,
disagree.
mate.
Crowded up on the fence at Caulfield, running behind Lavish Girl. It was leaders all day. She was in the best spot, Lavish Girl. Yeah, it got out, but that's not the type of horse
Here we go.
that she is.
Yep.
Frankel filly. Out wide, trucking into it. We saw what she could do at Flemington last time. Mark Zara gets barrier 6. Mark is obviously in form. He gets a great spot. I think the key here and the key to her will be Flemington, where she won on debut. 2 runs back when she won the Kevin Hayes, she put a big PB up on the board. Huge run. And if you watch after the line, she just trucks through it, like puts a gap on them. With a good in-play position here, she'll be swooping over the top of her. I couldn't possibly lay her. And I think she's one of the better horses on this card on Saturday.
Wow. Well, what she did on debut was superb. I'm against her, mate. As you said, she had every opportunity last start. She had the fence. I don't think it was a leaderish day, or it was, but I think it was more inside rail day. She found that right spot. She had leaders back. She still couldn't get past Lavish Girl. Lavish Girl ran a faster final 200. What do you make of that? I thought she had every opportunity there. Yearning was fantastic. Ran the fastest final 200 metres of the race. She'll be better suited at 1,600 metres. I can definitely see Yearning running past, and didn't find the fence that day. So she had no chance from where she was. Her run was enormous. Argentia first tried a mile back. Considering she didn't run home and get past Lavish Girl, and Lavish Girl ran faster 200 metres, that's got to be a query for me.
That form isn't the right form line. You've missed something here.
Oh, here we go. But she's also a backmarker. So she settled forward. I know she was close enough last start, but there was a brilliant ride. She'll be back in the ruck, and there's no speed in this race at all. Lavish Girl will roll forward. Barbara Raider can roll forward, and I think those two can control the race. She's a backmarker. And another point, you'll get better in the run anyway, mate.
Yeah,
so
that's that.
She'll if you're keen on her, back her in play because she'll get back.
That was my next point. So, yeah, I'm keen to back. I think its last couple of runs in the data, it showed that it has traded at a much bigger price in play.
So I think she SP'd last start at about that $6, hit $11. The start prior when she won, she actually traded at $170 on Betfair during the run there, and she got up on the line, but $170, mate.
Wouldn't surprise me, though, if you do get $10, $11 in play, something like that. Market key. Yearning for me, yeah, definite danger. That's the one that I'm worried about. But let's see who comes out on top.
Well, that's the first segment done. Now it's time for the weekly wash-up, where we look back at the past week's performances, some sick beats. What have you got for us, mate?
Well, the news headlines there were Hitotsu defying the huge drift.
Yes.
Now, the reason we need to bring this up is because we're doing a show where we are talking about laying things, risking. So it's very important that you put a limit on something, or you give yourself a maximum price, because when this horse opened at $4.60 fixed, I was happy to be against it. I think a lot of people probably were. I think they had it marked longer.
Yep.
What happened was, though, the minimum pre-play price on Betfair was $4.93. Hit a max pre-play price of $9.60. So there's no way I would ever want to be laying that horse close to $10 mark. BSP back into $8.20 and hit $15 in the run and wins. Massive performance.
Amazing. I don't know why he drifted. He was superb in a derby when he was truckloaded that day. I was worried by the drift. I was put off. I must admit, they came from Profondo, but Hitotsu defies the huge betting drift. Inspirational Girl runs down Zaki. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, huge run, great ride. Inspirational Girl firmed 6% in the last 3 minutes. Not a huge go, but they weren't opposing it. Betting came into BSP of $4.42 when they jumped, but hit $20 in the run when running down Zaki. So a huge in-play winner there for a quality group horse.
And just on that, the close calls, the bad beats, Zaki hit $1.02 in run, and Brooklyn Hustle does what she does best, runs home late but doesn't win.
Yep.
Hit $1.20.
Yeah, so for any new listeners or viewers, obviously with Betfair, you can bet in play as they run around. Yeah, Zaki hitting 102, that's as low as it can go. That's basically saying, we thought she was home. And Brooklyn Hustle absolutely swooped. $1.20, I mean, you could easily have mistaken that it had won in the photo. But yeah, some huge wash-up stories there, and we'll bring them every week.
Lovely work, mate. Let's head to the Group 1 at Newmarket, 1,200 metres. What a race it is. You can say this is one of the best races or versions of this race we've seen.
Yep.
Much better than last year. We've got Home Affairs favourite, $3.60 at the moment, average odds, $4.30 Betfair, and you can lay him at $4.50. I'm with him. There's no reason to jump off him. I'm fascinated to hear what you have against this horse, to be honest, mate. He's drawn barrier 16. I don't think that'll be too bad. James McDonald retains the ride. He's a Flemington horse. He's won down the straight twice. He's a star, this horse, and he's a dry tracker. So he's here. He's won 2 from 2 down the straight. The Lightning Stakes, his win, everyone was saying it was the best Lightning Stakes I've ever seen. He won well. He comes here. I've got no issues. You're going to talk about a 3-year-old carrying weight. I've got no issues with a 3-year-old carrying weight down the straight. It's a straight race. I much prefer horses carrying weight in a straight line. If it was around the bend, it'd be a different story. But, jeez, what more can he do, mate? Tell me why you're backing him, why you're laying him.
Yes, Tom, another one that I'm not hard against on the lay side.
Not what you said off air, mate.
No.
Don't get soft on me.
It's very well deserved favourite. I definitely don't want to be jumping out of a tree here to lay this thing. But he knocked off Nature Strip, like you said, in the lining. I think absolutely wound up for that, though.
No doubt Coolmore wanted the Group 1 win.
Yeah, no doubt they wanted that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens second up. Beating Nate to Strip, well, I can't be diving into Shelby 66 form, mate. No.
Thought that was coming.
That was a half a joke.
Mate, he's going to get in the Everest, Shelby.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I think it'll be popular with the punters. I'm keen to have Betfair live up again and see what happens in the last few minutes. At the current quote, average odds about 360 fixed, Betfair 430 to 450 mark. That's about my limit, though, in terms of wanting to take it on. I think there's a couple down in the weight. So I like that you brought up weight because this is normally what happens in the Newmarket. They're normally targeting the ones down in the weights. I think like horses like Swat's That, and I was a big fan of this horse. And I mean, you look at me and you go, cannot win. But it's gone over the line with Eduardo in that race, right? Drops down to 52.5.
Eduardo's got the Shelby 66.
Yeah, exactly. And then came out and beat Nudge. Yeah, it's all good. So I'd like to cheer that at $20. I mean, it's a horse. I'm trying to oppose it here for the sake of a debate. I think it'll be popular. I think it'll be very hard to beat, but I'm happy to take it on at the current quote. Another one where you don't want to get caught with the Hitotsu Trop style. Don't put in an SP lay and lay it at $8, obviously. At the current quote of $4.50, I could entertain a little lay.
I think there's only 3 or 4 winning hopes. Musk Crusader potentially at his best. Home Affairs lost and running. And the other one is Artorias down the bottom of the weights. I didn't mind what he did first up, so he's a big price. I don't like the barrier for Artorias, but that's the Group 1 Newmarket. Well, let's head to another Group 1, the Australian Cup. And what are we doing here, Whitey? I'm going to think it over. Sydney form, he's a star. He was well placed last campaign. What's he won? 5 from his last 6 or something like that. 5 of his last 7. He's got form around the best horses in the land, and what more can he do? He was fantastic first up. He won the Apollo and did so in dominant style. On by that 2.74 lengths, he beat Colette. He just didn't like the wet track last time. He's a dead set dry tracker. He comes across here, drawn barrier 4. Nashra Willa comes over to take the ride. Deserved favourite. I'm with him. I think he's the best horse in this race. And I can see there's a few hopes and bits and pieces in the field, but he's the horse that comes here in form, ready to go. He's flying, and the dry track, highest rated horse in the race, he wins.
Once again, I'm a little bit of a broken record here.
Don't tell me.
I don't necessarily want to be on the lay side of this either.
Get an opinion, Whitey.
I'm trying to get an opinion, but coming back to the good track is obviously the key, right? That didn't like the heavy. And to be fair, the Geldie, he's an out-and-out star. We've spoke about this offline a couple of starts ago. He looked freakish when he took off a couple of starts back. Nash comes for the ride. The SP profile is elite. There's boxes ticked everywhere. For the sake of a debate, though, and an argument, a couple of small knocks for me.
Yep.
Never seen Flemington. Yep. Never been the Melbourne way of going. Did that run on a bottomless track take it out of him a bit? And the other thing as well is that Spanish Mission, I think, is the key opposition here, and I think it's absolutely wound up for this race. So for me, I'm not super keen to lay it, but it is a matter of price. You have to ask yourself, what's a fair price? Are you happy to take 330-ish on Betfair, or do you expect to get bigger?
I'm happy to take it, 330. I'm happy to take 350. Probably anything over $3 I think's a worthy bet there. And I'm not sure Spanish Mission, that form. I mean, you've got Ellswood and Coolsign Mav form. Agree is a danger, but James McDonald going on him's a big hope. Let's move on. We've got 2 races left, and we look at the Shaftesbury Avenue, the Group 3. You are with the favourite, Kiss on all 4 cheeks. I
am. When I started diving into this race, I started to find myself gravitating towards the lay side of this argument. But let's debate here, because I actually think this is the most competitive race for us to really have an opinion for here, because this horse is going to bring a complete different form line. We've got to try and line this up.
How do we line it up? You're backing her, so tell me.
I can find a case for the mare. She's been kept fresh for this. And the senior jock, Zara, goes on. I think he's positive ROI, about 10% in his last 50. I mean, we have to include the suspension, so he's freshened up. Yeah. But he is flying. And I think that's very, very important here, because if you go back through this horse's starts, it manages to get itself into a few tricky in-play positions, and it cannot be the best at the start of the race and can get tucked away. It could get tucked away in the ruck here, and that's exactly where your argument's going to come from. I think it's another horse that if you like it, you can bet it in play, because I think we'll get a better price, especially if we get stuck back there. I think Flemington will suit, though. I think the big, open, wide track, we just need Zara to be close enough on the corner and be in a good spot. And when you go back, like through its data, it's put some dominant figures on the board over there in WA. We've seen WA horses come over and do it before. I think it and Shaylo will power home out wide. She's smart. She just needs to handle the Flemington experience first up. But I can definitely make a case for why people want to be on around the $455 mark at the moment.
You're with her. She's favourite. She's actually a hard horse to lay, Waddy. I can see that. She's won 8 of 18. Another 7 placings to her name. She's the highest rated horse in this race. Mark Zara, all positive, but who is she? She's got WA form. It's real hard to line up.
You've done the who is she. You've done a who is she.
There's enough in this race, though. I can't get it down to 440, 450. I can't take that risk on a horse that's over here that doesn't line up. The form, it's too hard. I can make a case. One horse I'm keen on at huge price that I've had good results on in the past is Aim. Real firm tracker. He just bobs up at 40s or 50s.
A little bit of a trumpet there.
You'll get 70s. Yeah, I backed him first up.
Show trumpet.
Up last campaign at 50s. That was nice. Just a horse that bobs up every now and then. His best is good enough. Dry track suits him. There's a couple down the bottom as well that have a chance. And, yeah, I'm just not going to take the risk at 440. Race 9. Finish it off for us, and it's me. I'm up with the favourite here, Cardigan Queen. Now, do I have to tell you how well this stable is going, Cardigan Queen? Kieran Maher, David Eustace. Last 6 months with favourites, Whitey, you'll blow your mind, this stat. I've done my homework. 209 starts as favourite for this stable in the last 6 months. 94 winners at a strike rate of 45%. Profit on turnover of 10%. That's superb stats. And you're telling me you're taking this favourite on the last, Cardigan Queen. They'll be jumping out of trees to back Cardigan Queen. The last all hopes will be on her. She drops in weight, comes from a Group 3, beaten by Barbara last start. That's better form than this and maps perfectly. Hard to beat. She'll do me in the last race. 9 at number 5, Cardigan Queen as favourite.
Interesting argument. I like the stats. The big stat, though, that you also missed was that Johnny Allen, who's going at 30% ROI on his last 50 rides.
You're just making a case for me.
So I think,
Thank you.
I
you're going to tell me you're laying it.
I actually backed this horse in futures last prep, so I wasn't actually real happy when I saw how it came back. On Saturday though, she goes up to a class that I think is the real test. So this is where
we from a Group 3, mate.
No. These are a harder bunch.
Give me a spell.
In the last race of the day, laying Ma, Eustace, and Johnny Allen. It could be a disaster.
Well, you are.
It could be a disaster. But I think the map is tricky enough for her, and she could get buried if he doesn't get trucking early. And I think there's a few of them that I'm not. I think that are definitely going to challenge her. I'm not keen in that price. I don't see value in that price. What I do hope though is that everything you just listed makes the horse go off the map, and I can lay it at shorter because the current quote. $4.20 fixed around the books, $4.50, $4.80 on Betfair. I'm not keen to lay at $6, $7, but I think the market might gravitate to it because of everything you just said, and we could be laying maybe around the $4 mark.
She hasn't done much wrong. There you go. Well, that's it for the show. We've got our best bets now, and come at me. Your lay of the day is a fascinating one that I could debate all day. Mm-hmm. And your best bet as well, for that matter. Where are you heading?
Yeah, so let's talk about a few best bets here. Wrap it up. The ones that we have discussed, I'm going to make Argentia in race 5 my best back.
You're kidding.
You know why?
You're kidding.
Because it's your best lay. So this is exactly what this show's about.
Come on, mate.
We'll have dinner on this off to the side as well.
We will.
Hedge the bet out wide or something like that. So yeah, that's
where are we going.
She will be not Flower Drum, probably like Mrs. Palmer's or something like that. Sir Bailey in race 4 is my lay, purely based off the price because I think it's a wide open race. Anything could happen. Any of them can win. I actually like Bon Hur in that race. Same race each way. So Bon Hur I'm going to back each way. Sir Bailey I'm taking on. Argentia I'll be on for dinner. Up to you.
Well, Argentia is my lay of the day for the reasons I said. Gets back, had every chance last start, 1,600 metres first time. Is a query considering she couldn't get past that leader last start, and I'm taking her on. My best, think it over race 7. I think will be very hard to beat. I think his best horse in the race. Also a couple that I think they'll go here, but I think Promise of Success, if she runs in Melbourne, she'll be mighty
massive
hard to beat.
chance if
I
goes
think she'll
there.
go to the Coolmore, but who knows.
Yeah.
Zarastro and Remark, I'm pretty bullish about those two chances. I'll back them both. If one of them's here, I'll be pretty keen on one of them, but I think one of those two will win. I think that's all we got time for, mate. Thank you for joining me. It's been a good hit-out first show, and don't take the odds that are unders, Whitey. Set your own on Betfair because we're not a bookie, we're an exchange. Gamble responsibly, 1-800-858-858. Gamble responsibly, call 1-800-858-858.